What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Axfield. Today we are playing Manor Lords. I'm going to do a 6-part series where we play through a new experimental branch that's out for the public for you to test, version 0.7987. So this will include the fishing, it will include the butcher, as well as the crossbowmen. So I'm going to play through the game. I'm going to re-roll my map until I get a fishing spot on my starting location, because the whole point of the series is to test out all the new stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. So I've already pre-saved myself a banner. So this is there's a few new symbols that you can utilize for your flag. For some reason, we've got underpants now, which is like medieval underpants. You can see you tied with a ribbon like in the front. So I thought this is a pretty cool shield for us to use for today. And we've also got 3 new facial or alias portraits that you can use. So we've got this lady over here, we've got this old man, and then we've got this guy. Now this guy looks pretty cool with his medieval armor, and then he's got the perfect bowl cut to go with that. So I think we're gonna choose this character, and I'm gonna name him Jorgen. I think that's going to be appropriate. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to keep the flag the way it is now that I preset it up. Let's just say continue, and I'm going to just keep on re-rolling the map until we get that fishing spawn point. So after many re-rolls, we found a fishing pond on our starting location, and it's also a rich deposit, which is great because I want to see really how effective the fishing is. And then also we do have a new development skill that we can apply, which enables us to fish during the winter time. So I want to see how that works. I want to really test out all the new mechanics. We're going to also expand our development tree here with the sheep, so that they can breed, because then we can utilize the sheep for the butcher, that he can then use the excess amount of sheep. We can use that then to slaughter those sheep, and then just to supply extra meat for our citizens. And I think what I'm also going to have to do is I'm going to have to apply some of my development skills to the trade, because we're going to have to import salt. Because salt seems to be an issue in the current state of the game also. So I'm going to just scroll out here so you can see it's not a bad area or bad map to start with. But now with the new update or the new patch, you get on some locations you get 2 supplies of a specific commodity. So for example, here in the corner at the top, we've got 2 wild animal spawning points, and then here we've got 2 clay points, and it goes on like that. We've got 2 berry points here. So that's going to really help us just to manage the food supply here. Now we do have a salt deposit here at the bottom corner of the map. It's a very small deposit, so that's why I say I think we're going to have to import our salt, if we do want to make the sausages. So I'm going to just pull the road across. We're going to make a single road towards the pond, and I'm going to utilize the space here in the corner for the harvesting, for chopping down the wood. I think that's definitely going to be the best place to do that. Let's just pull maybe a single road through like this. Yeah, I'm going to kind of just pull it through like that. And we're going to just start off by placing our logging camp. I don't really want it too far from our starting point, but I also don't want it too close to this side, because that's where we've got the berries. So let's maybe, if I can place it somewhere around here. Yeah, well, you know what, let's start here. I can move it eventually. So let's start here. We're going to have the woodcutters lodge also. And then from here, I'm going to build my storages. That you want to also set up pretty quickly in the game, because you've got food that's laying out in the open. So until you've got a storage, that food is standing a risk of getting spoiled. So I'm going to go ahead and place, ideally I would like to place my granary over here, but I don't think that's going to work. So let's maybe, yeah, you know what? Let's place the granary over here. And we're going to also place the storehouse right next to that one. Okay, just going to fast forward this whole process. Now we can also gradually start placing the burgage plots. Now I'm not quite yet sure how I'm going to do this. Now my town center, I think what I want to do is maybe make my town center round about here. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good location. And it's close enough for my baggage plots that I place over here to get close to the pond or not to walk too fast. We've got our wild animal spawning point very far at the top here. But I think it's safe to say for this first region, I'm not going to use the wild animal spawning point. Maybe on a later stage. But I didn't even check the fertility. Although, yeah, from what I can see now, it does look pretty good. It actually does look pretty good. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think this is going to be sufficient, you know, for farming. So, yeah, but let's start. Let's see where the water is. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, this is exactly where I want it. So, I think seeing that this is going to be the square or the central part of the town, I'm going to place the well pretty much over here. In conversation. Okay, right. I'm going to make small burgage plots here to start with. So yeah, I think this is a good size to start with. I'm going to do elongated ones maybe at the top, a little bit further up, you know, closer to the pond. But yeah, let's just fast forward this quickly. Need to assign my families here to the logging camp. Still haven't done that yet. Yeah, so we are currently now the clan of the Great Underpants, I'm gonna call myself. There's actually a few funny new logos that you can apply onto your flag. And some pretty cool ones as well. Okay, so we've got the families assigned here to the storages. It says here that we are running out of food, which, yeah, we kind of are. But it's always like the beginning stages of it, it is like that. So I think let's maybe go ahead. Yeah, we can place the fisherman's hut. So I'm going to go ahead and place it maybe on this side. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to place the fisherman's hut over there. And then from here, we can start placing the burgage plots. I think I'm going to just start with the 3 burgage plots for now. Then I'm going to do one at the back, which is going to be a little bit longer. And then that we're going to then use for the veggie garden. So I'm going to place one kind of like this. No, it's not really that long, hey? Well, you know what? Let's just corner this piece off over here because I'm going to use this as my town square. There we go. Now we're going to place the church here. We're going to also place the tavern and the marketplaces. We're going to place right around. I think I'm going to actually place the marketplace around the well. I think that would just make it ideal. Okay, we're going to assign one family here to the fisherman's hut. So we're going to see now how this really works. Now we want to really try and catch as much fish as we can before winter time. I do think that's going to be my first development skill that I'm going to apply in any case for the winter fishing. We've got a very good amount of fish over here. So you can see the maximum amount is 272. Now the fish only repopulate or respawn every springtime. So you need to make sure not to overfish. So I just want to see with the gathering, fish per pond. Reserve, okay. I'm not sure if this is the minimum. This building will stop production if the region has less of the resource than what the reserve is set on. Okay. Alright, so we don't want to... We've got a massive amount of fish over here. So I think I'm going to just limit them not to go maybe over that amount, 40. Or to go under 40. Let me rather put it that way. Yeah. Well, let's see how it goes. We've got a fisherman that's coming out now. Oh, that looks pretty cool. I think ideally he would want to cast his rod in a little bit deeper, but that's okay. That's a pretty cool looking animation they've got there. Now they've really assigned the best fisherman here for the fisherman's hut, because this guy literally just pulled it out, grabbed the fish, boom, there you go. Fish in the pocket. So they really did assign the best fisherman for the job. This guy and this lady. Let's see how good she is. She's kind of like in the water. Oh yeah. Also a very good fisherman. Just pulling the fish out first time. Now, if you have any experience with fishing, it can become very tedious, and it really doesn't go that quick at all. Alright, so time to set up the rest of my baggage plots. So I'm thinking of maybe we can do the elongated baggage plots right next to the storage over here. I think that's an idea. Let's do that. I'm gonna do another 3 baggage plots maybe over here like so. Yeah, we've got 2 now. Well, that's fine. Let's set it up just like this, and then I'm gonna do my veggie gardens. I'm gonna just pull it up a little bit higher. Yeah, that should be good. Oh, we still need the marketplace. Let's just set that up quickly. I would say a decent size for the marketplace. Let's see how many we can get in here. 40 or 36. Yeah, I think this is okay. I'm gonna leave this space open for the market stalls. And we can pull the road through like this. There we go. Yeah, that's a nice space for the markets. I think we can accommodate a pretty big town with this market space over here. But let's see how the fishing is going. Okay, it is accumulating. Oh, we need firewood, of course. Haven't got any woodcutters assigned yet. Hmm.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Okay, well, let's just leave the woodcutter's lodge open for now. Still got a little bit of firewood left. I want to just keep on building up my timber until we've got a decent amount, and then I'll maybe just swap the family over to go work at the woodcutter's lodge. And then once we've got a 6th family going into the town, then we can assign them to both of these.
Check that doorway's width so that a cart can fit.
Okay, this is a pretty wonky plot that I'm going to build here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it. Why not? Let's just go for it. Just want to fill up that space over there. Now you can see it's a very steep slope. Once I've got the building option out here, you can see this little red or orange lines that's forming here. So it shows you that it's a very steep slope. So it's going to be pretty difficult to build here, I think, with certain buildings. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, now there's a pretty decent amount of timber out. Now I'm going to just assign the family that's at the logging camp. I'm going to assign them to the woodcutter's lodge until we get some more families. Okay, so we now also need to form some militia. So we got a few spears and shields, so we're going to just do 1 spear militia. And now obviously this is now the new thing. We've got the crossbows. So I want to see how this works. I think you're going to need more than planks to give to the Fletcher, or whatever they call them. It's the Fletcher building. So the guy that makes the crossbows and the longbows, I think you're going to need an additional component other than planks to make the crossbows, but we'll see how it goes. And it does look like there's like spears or something, or javelins. I did mention this before, that I think this is going to be used, you know, for the cavalry. I'm not really sure. It might be throwing spearmen, like javelineers, or I don't know, something like that. But let's see how that goes. Okay, so first development skill. Yeah, we're going to use it for the winter fishing. And then I think following up with that, I'm going to do the trade logistics. Yeah, there we go. Let's do the winter fishing. Then I'm going to apply the trade logistics. From there, I'll probably use the sheep breeding. And then we'll see how we're going to take it from there. I think what I do want to maybe do is to go for the orchardry after that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we've got 6 skills that we can develop. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want the rye as well, the apples and the rye for good food production, and then maybe the heavy plow. 6. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, so we've got all the families that's moved into the burgage plots. Now we just need a new family to move into the town. Then we can assign them both to the logging camp and to the woodcutter's lodge. Still got some timber left. And we're gradually building up our fuel. And yeah, the food's looking good. Assigning one family for the fishing, it seems to work. And let's see how much fish we've got in the pond. Yeah, we've still got a pretty decent amount. So I think this fish should last us throughout the whole year. I'm pretty sure. We should get enough out of that. I kind of want to move the sieging post. I'm not really sure yet where I want to move it to. But I'm thinking maybe more towards this location. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be better. Let's do it like that. Well, of course, I do need to... Almost forgot. Need to get my chicken coop up and running. And then I'm also going to start my veggie garden on this side. Yeah, we just need to get that going as soon as possible. But I must say, the fish proves to be a very good food source for the beginning stages of the game. If you've got a pond that's a rich deposit, I think then, yeah, that's a very good one to have right at the start. We've got a pretty stable income of that fish. Now we can add another living space here on this plot. So let's maybe do that. Okay, so this will enable us to slot in 8 families. Now for us to get to the next development stage, we're going to have to upgrade 2 of the burgage plots. We do need a church for that as well. We need 20 planks. So let's just maybe build our saw pit as well. It fits in very nicely over there. Now I'm going to move all 3 of these buildings on a later stage. Once we cleared out a little bit of the forest over here, I'm going to move them slightly more down, all 3 of these, and we're going to utilize this space also for burgage plots. It's going to be tiny ones, but it's just to place them close to the marketplace so that everybody has got easy access to it. Yeah, right. I'm just keeping it on fast forward now so that we can just assign another family here to the logging camp. Now I do want to get my trade going as soon as possible, so I think maybe for my next skill, yeah, I am going to use the trade logistics, like I said. And then we can just get the trade going to just get some coin. Because now I'm not getting any hide from my hunting camp. I suppose I can build a hunting camp, but yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for them to walk all the way from here to there. Yeah, I think that's going to take a long time to hunt all those deer. So we've got a firewood stall already, and a food stall where we sell bread and fish. The staple food for the Bible, or for the Old Testament, I would say.
Feast your eyes on our fine selection.
Okay, we've got that extra family now. Let's just assign him over there into the logging camp. And then followed after that, I'm going to assign a family to the saw pit. And then I think I do want to have my trading post up. Yeah. Because what I'm going to do is with my trading post, I'm going to sell the firewood. It's definitely the best one to sell first, as well as the planks. We're going to just utilize the two of that to trade with initially. And then I'm going to use some of the burgage plots to build like goat sheds. Now, I'm not sure with the goat sheds if they do use the goats also for the butcher. I'm not really sure, but we're going to check it out. I didn't see anything mentioned about the goats, although I did see with the sheep specifically, they use the sheep meat for the butcher. But yeah, we're going to test it out in any case. Okay, so we're getting those extra logs. I'm just waiting now here so that we can get another family for the saw pit. But let's look for a spot where we can place the trading post. Now, I do want to kind of keep it close to the storages. So, yeah, you know what? This would be a very good location. In fact, so let's place it over here.
This is heavier than it looks.
And these guys are fishing like crazy. Okay, so now just to let you know, this is really as big currently in the game. This is how big the ponds get. This is what you get. This is the biggest one. 272 fish. I didn't get anything bigger than that. So that's for the rich deposit, and then you get the normal fishing ponds. Let's call it the normal fishing ponds. It can go as low as 80 fish, so then it's really just, I don't know if it's even worth it. But in any case, this seems to be working pretty well. But like when we scroll out, you can see there's literally nowhere else on the map. Now I've respawned or relaunched the map a couple of times, and I've gotten only one pond with each time I re-rolled the map. Now I would say it would be pretty cool if they have at least 2 ponds, I think. And this is now, I know this is like the early access map and all that, but I think we do need 2 fishing ponds, at least on the whole map. There has to be 2. And then also, we've got a salt deposit over here. Now that's the only salt deposit for the whole map. So that's also tricky because, I mean, if you want to supply your population with sausages, you're not going to have enough salt just to get it off the land, if I could say it like that, because you've also only got one spot. So I would say they need to maybe assign 2 fishing ponds on the first map, and as well as 2 salt spawning points. I don't know. That's just my thought. But maybe they will change it, you know, once they do launch the official update for the game. Then we might have some more ponds, as well as salt deposits. We're still waiting for that one extra family so that I can just assign him here to the saw pit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we do have space for 8 families. Now the next family that we will get in, I will definitely assign at the trading post. And then we can just build up some coin, and then obviously we're going to use that then to build some goat sheds. And then in exchange for that, we can get our leather. So let's maybe also go ahead. We've got now plenty of timber. I'm going to go ahead and add some more baggage plots over here. Let's do another 2. And we can do one long one over here. Like so, I think. Here we go. Alright, that should suffice. Okay, so you can see now we've already got plenty of firewood. So this is going to be great for the initial trading. And we're going to start to build up our planks pretty soon. But yeah, you can see that the fish is doing very well. We're getting a very good supply of that. So with the rich deposit that we've got, only assigning one family, that seems to be working for us pretty well. Now, yeah, I do know that there's spoilage. Just want to see how that's going to work. It says spoilage medium. Yeah. Not really sure about the spoilage, hey? Thinking now. I suppose that's a big setback, you know, for the fish. Is the rate at which it spoils. But we're going to test it out in any case. Okay, we've got another family. So I'm going to go right ahead and assign a family here at the trading post. And we're going to start trading the firewood first. Okay, so to unlock the trade route, we only need 3 coin. That's perfect. So we're going to export that. And let's say, yeah, anything over 160. And then with the next amount of coins that we get in, we're going to open up the trade route for the planks. I'm actually quite curious. I'm thinking of actually placing the hunting camp maybe here next to the fishing hut. And just see how effective it is, you know, if they had to walk from this location all the way to here. I've never done this before, where I've placed a hunting camp so far from a wild animal spawning point. But I want to really see how that is going to work. I'm just curious. Because I need to get in leather and hide somewhere. So we've got that extra family that I'm going to assign them to the hunting camp. So let's see how it goes. Right, and we're going to stop them. Just want to see how big is up to 20. Okay, so I'm going to let them hunt the animals up until there's 8 left. I think let's do that. So we're going to see now how effective it is for them going all the way to this side. Also, just to let you know that I've got the settings of my visual settings. I've got everything set on ultra. And I must say the shadows does look more crisp. So other than that, there's not much difference that I could say with the visuals. Because everything was moved over to Unreal Engine 5. But I don't know, like in all honesty, I think the shading is definitely better. Didn't pay too much attention to the clouds. I know they said that's a change with the clouds. But the main difference that I can say is with the shadows, it does look more crisp. Especially when you get here to around the forest. But now with it being so overcast, it's hard to tell really. But now if you look at the pond, you can see the reflection of the clouds. So when I fast forward it, oh, okay, it doesn't actually change. Okay, well, I thought it was going to change or move with the clouds, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But if you look up, yeah, you can see there's a lot of life to the clouds. There's not often that you place yourself in this camera mode, so you don't get a good look at the clouds too often, but yeah, it looks very lifelike, I must say. Very good. Okay, so that's the two differences that I can say is with the shadows and with the clouds, there's a definite difference. Okay, we've got plenty of blanks now. So let's just see here. actually do need another family here to the logging camp. Because I found that with the saw pit now, after the previous update, they are really sawing through the logs so quick. So you're going to have to assign 2 families to the logging camp to compensate for how fast the saw pit is sawing planks. Let's just see here. We need to place our church. I'm going to place over here like so. I don't know if there's enough space for the tavern. Oh my goodness, no. This is going to be just too small. Well, that's okay. I'm going to squeeze the tavern in somewhere else. I wish we could plant trees, you know, like that's a feature that I'm really looking forward to. Place the church over there like so. Let's see, can I fit the tavern in? Oh, you know what? I can pull the road a little bit out so to fit the tavern in. Ideally, I would like to do that. Just bring the road a little bit more out. Then we can squeeze the tavern in there. So I think I want to do that. Just to keep everything central. Yeah, so we've got an additional family there for the hunting camp. I'm going to just add another family for the logging camp. And let's just build up the timber. I'll assign another family now to the saw pit. And we've got enough money now to open the trade route for the planks, I think. Yeah, there we go. Establish a trade route, and we're going to export. And let's say over 120. Let's do it like so. Now let's see, with the hunters, if they are as effective, you know, walking all the way that side. Oh man. That's not ideal, but it is working. At least we are getting some meat in now. And the meat's going to work better, I think, for spoilage. It's a little bit better than the fish, I suppose. Anyways. Okay, so we need, in any case, 2 different food sources to upgrade the houses. And I'm going to need a type of clothing. So the first thing that we usually get is the leather. And so I need to place my tannery also somewhere. I believe it would be good to have it somewhere on this side. Let's just maybe pull the road through like this. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to just squeeze my tannery in here. I'm going to leave a little gap. We can maybe fit a hitching post also in there. Or some sort of other production building. Maybe like the malt house. Or the bakery. Anyways. I'm going to try and squeeze something else in there. I'm going to just add some extra living space to this burgage plot. Okay, so you can see that the fishing, the spawning amount, it's slowly decreasing. And we're only entering winter now. Now, they're not going to build up their population until the next spring. So, I'm not really sure how this is going to work, you know. And with the spoilage, yeah, that's a tricky thing to juggle, hey? I was hoping that they will enable you to put salt on the fish, you know, to make dried fish or something. That would be pretty cool. If you had a drying house to dry the meats, that's really something that can be added now to what has already been done. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a few goat sheds, maybe. Just adding the one for now. I want to upgrade the hitching post over here, just make it a small stable so that we can buy ourselves a second ox. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that we need to start upgrading the granary as well as the storehouse. Now we do need additional stone to upgrade the granary. Got plenty of storage though, so that's fine. But I do believe if you place an upgraded granary, or when you upgrade your granary, you do get less food spoilage. And in fact, it does say here, increase the pantry of this building to 2,500 and further reduce food spoilage. Okay, that's perfect. So I need to just save up some of my coin and so that we can get stone and upgrade the granary as well. For the stone, we do need 30 coin to start trading with that. Okay. Well, there we go. We've got 30 coin now. But I think I'm going to lay low with trading with the stone for now. Just want to build up the coin a little bit further. And I'm waiting for another family member to come in and join the village so that we can assign them to the tannery. Let's see. We've got a few hides now already. Really, I want to maybe just build another goat shed first. So let's do that. And I think before anything, I'm going to also purchase myself another ox. That's pretty important. So just walking around with the one ox, it's not ideal. Yeah, so you can see the logging camp is clearing out the forest pretty well. And I'm gonna just move it down. Maybe within the next episode, I'm gonna move it down to this side. And then we can also put ourselves up a forestry. I just want the logging camp, or want them to avoid cutting any of the trees here by the wild berries. Oh, we've got at least food for the next 4 months. So the food spoilage isn't too bad, to be honest. Okay, we've got that new family, so we're going to assign them to the tannery. Right, and this will enable us now to fulfill a clothing need. And then we just need the 2 different food sources here. Then we can upgrade them. The second level burgage plots, and then I'm going to do the trade logistics. I'm going to unlock that skill. Yeah, we can add the ox. There we go. Now, a really interesting thing with the church. Not quite sure how it works. Like, yeah, you can assign a family here to live and work in the church, but you don't really need a family in the church because you've got the need fulfilled, right? So I think the only reason why you would want to have a family here in the church, for the time being, is to bury any of your own soldiers that falls within the region in battle, you know, just to give them a proper burial. That's literally the only reason I can see having a family in the church. Because other than that, you've got the need fulfilled, so maybe they will change it. I think what would be good, you know, if you can assign a family, what would be a good feature is that once a family is assigned, they can pray or they can minister, and that will give you influence. That would be a cool feature to have that. In that way, it kind of does give you like a little bit of a head start, you know, at this stage of the game. Because for the time being, there's no way that I can gain influence other than by raiding the bandits. But I've still got to at least have my retinue before I do that. Because with the army of 20 spearmen, it's not going to cut it. Okay, so from here, I'm going to open up the trade route here for the stone. Say import. Yeah, it's pretty pricey at this stage. Let's import 10 stone at a time. Yeah. Here we go. think I'm going to just go ahead and set up myself another chicken coop once we've got the coin.
Come on, laddie, come along.
Or maybe I should just change this one to a veggie garden. Yeah, let's rather do that.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the meat and we've got the fish.
Ignore the land. Bring this here, improve that there.
Okay, I've got 3 stone now that I traded, and we need 5 to get the granary upgraded. I want to maybe just set up another heating post over here. Like so, I think. Let's do that. Track their movement. Okay, so in 1 year from now, we're going to have the raiders that's going to come in. But I'm pretty much on schedule. I'm going to start building my manor pretty soon. Definitely within the next episode. And then we're going to just get our retinue. I want to maybe see if I can get my archers also set up. Now, I want to maybe try... I want to make 2 battalions or 2 parties of ranged units. So I want to make the normal archer militia, and then I also want to make a troop of crossbow militia. So I want to compare the two, you know, with the normal archers and the crossbow, and just see how they compare to each other with strength and speed and all that stuff. But the town's developing pretty nicely, and it's actually nice to have the pond in the back. It just, with the different contrast and textures and stuff, you know, just make it look really nice. Okay, I suppose I can definitely assign another family maybe to the hunting camp, or alternatively I can assign someone to start gathering some wild berries. So that's also an option. Let's maybe pull the road through like so. And let's set up a forager hut right over here. Let's do that. I think I can also go ahead and place myself a forester. I think maybe placing it around about... Let's place it over here. A little bit further away from the city central. I'm also just going to pull the road through like that, so that we can place the logging camp maybe more towards this side. And the saw pit I'm also going to pull through towards this side. Because I want to utilize the space that we've got here. I want to use that actually for the burgage plots. Now, and the small stable, yeah, I want to relocate that as well. But I'll leave that for now. Okay, but in any case, guys, that is me for today's episode. We're going to carry on within the next episode. I'm going to set up the manor. We're going to get some more troops for our army just to defend from the initial raiding party. And the fish has been lasting really well. And now also with it being springtime, it's already increasing again. So by assigning one family to a big fishing pond, I think it was just balanced well enough with the one family being assigned there. So yeah, that's been working pretty well. It's been a stable food source, and it's going to help us on the later stages of the game where we need 3 different food sources, you know, for the burgage plots to level them up. But in any case, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do remember to do that, as well as press the bell notification button so that you may stay updated on all my videos that I do. But I'll see you guys then in the next one. Bye-bye.
In a game of adventure and strategy, we make our mark. That's the game of